welcome back. I'm going to be doing another retro review, not retro review, retro reaction, retro trailer reaction. That was it. I've completely forgotten what I've called them. Yeah, retro trailer reaction time for a film called Clash of the Titans that came out back in 1981. I saw this at the cinema in Canterbury. My dad took me to the cinema. We was on holiday in Herne Bay in a caravan, and we went to see this at cinema in Canterbury. It's just, I can't remember much else about it. I had a poster of this on my wall for years. Because we back in them days, you used to, when you go to the cinema, you could buy like, you could bought a book like about the movie and it had a big wrap out poster in it that you took out. You sort of used to have them kind of things back in the day. Seem to recall. You don't get anything like that nowadays. You might get a poster every now and again nowadays. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, it was a pretty cool movie in its time. I think I had a sticker book for it as well, maybe. And I'm sure that one of the comic books I used to read, UK comic books, did like some kind of adaptation of it, or something like that. I can't remember now. But anyway, let's watch it and see what memories it picks up and yeah.
Provide him with suitable weapons. Weapons of divine temper.
It's Zeus.
Helmet, a shield, a sword. Find and fulfill your destiny.
Right, trying to remember. Is it Perseus? Is it Perseus who's this hero, or Theseus? Sure it ends in Seus anyway, but it's not Jason. That's Jason and the Argonauts. Maybe I'll do a reaction to that another time. That was another cool movie. I know it's got effects. Ray Harryhausen doing his stop motion effects. Have we got a Hydra in this one? I think there's a Hydra in this one. I can't remember now. I know you've got the little owl. Is it Archimedes? I think Archimedes is the owl. I think Daedalus, the god of the forge. I think they make the Archimedes for him. It's just the little comedy relief owl, basically. You got Release the Kraken! I remember that much. And you got the Medusa, of course. And, I can't remember much else about it, but it was a pretty decent movie. Let's carry on. See what I can recall.
The myth. The magic.
Oh,
The
Pegasus.
mystery. The majesty.
Destroy Argos.
Oh. Isn't this got, is this the film where Zeus... Is the hero, the human hero, is he demigod? Is he one of Zeus's progeny? Because Zeus liked to spread his seeds around everywhere, basically. Basically, it'd take the form of a swan or an ox or, I don't know, a drop of rain, and he'd like to get jiggy with human females, and they ended up having demigods. And that Hercules, for example, is one of the famous demigods. But I'm not sure if this guy, if it's Perseus or Theseus, I'm not sure if he's a demigod or not. I think it's Perseus, but he's not actually said his name yet. And I think this is the film where wasn't Hera, the wife of Zeus, not a fan of Perseus, and she tried to mess with him. But that could be another film. I can't remember now. But in Greek mythology, the gods would always mess in the affairs of man, not always in a good way. And they could be capricious, and they could be vengeful, and so forth. Anyway, Argos is being destroyed.
The last of the Titans.
That's right. The Titans are the parent, basically, of the Olympic gods. The Titans were like Kronos. Oh gosh, Croesus, is it? Hyperion, Thea, I believe. Yeah, and the head of that pantheon was Saturn, I believe. Oh no, Uranus. No, Uranus was the head of that pantheon, and one of the children was Kronos. And then Kronos became the father of the Zeus and all the other gods underneath. And the Titans basically were overthrown by the gods beneath. So Zeus, Poseidon, I don't know, Hermes. They basically, Hera, and was it Gaia was Uranus's wife. Anyway, but I think and then Kronos. I don't remember now, but I know Kronos liked to eat his children because because after he overthrew his father, he didn't want to be overthrown by any of his children, so he liked to try and eat his children. But he was going to eat Zeus, but the woman who was looking after him, she ended up giving him a rock wrapped up in swaddling, and he ate that instead. And then eventually Zeus came along, and I think they. Oh no, I'm getting confused now. I think it was Uranus who was held down by four of his sons, and they chopped off his arms and legs and think they chopped off his nuts and threw them in the sea, and that from there came these 100-handed giants, or something like that. Mythology, man, it's crazy. Mythology is just as crazy as religion, because they're both the same thing.
Metro Goldwyn Mayer presents Clash of the Titans.
Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
The
Caliban.
The danger. The daring.
How may a mortal man face and defeat the Kraken?
The effects, by nowadays standards, are pretty, you have to call them lackluster. It would look a lot better nowadays. All those monster effects would look, with CGI, computer technology, they would look a lot more seamless than they do there. Because then it was all claymation practically in them days. It was all models, just a completely different science. You couldn't, the technology they have access to nowadays is like staggering compared to what they had back in the day. But it's still the Ray Harryhausen special effects that they used to do. They've got us like they've got a special place in people's hearts, really, because it's like a fondness looking back on the old Sinbad movies, this film, various dinosaur movies that was just before you had all the computer CGI, you had a model that you had to move a fraction of an inch or every blinking frame and like put it all together somehow. So the science of it then the painstaking work of it then was phenomenal when you think about it. And like by today's standards, they look what they are, plasticine models, but in the day they were pretty cool. And even looking back at them, it's like this is still quite cool. It's like, all right, I can see that this isn't, it looks like a plastic model, but it still looks cool. For there's a certain nostalgic love that people maybe my generation would have for it. Maybe younger people would be like, that's rubbish, but for us it's like, yeah, that's still cool. Clash of the Titans.
The combat.
Oh yeah, the scorpion fight.
The splendor.
The splendor. That's not splendor.
Spectacle. Clash of the Titans. Starring Harry Hamlin as Perseus.
Perseus.
Julie Bowker as Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Burgess Meredith. Maggie Smith.
Ah.
Ursula Andress.
Ooh.
Claire Bloom. Sean Phillips. Flora Robeson.
Most of the ones in white were gods and goddesses.
And Laurence Olivier as Zeus.
Zeus.
Before history, beyond imagination. Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, all good stuff. They didn't even show the Medusa in that clip, did they? I'm sure there wasn't any bit of the Medusa there. Medusa was a pretty cool scene. It might have been actually. I think there was a little snippet of her actually when she was firing an arrow at the beginning. Because obviously Medusa, you can't look at her eyes because you'll turn to stone, and that's why he has to use his reflective shield to so you can see her reflection and whoop, chop off her head. Yeah, that was a cool move from back in the day. I got a cool old trailer as well. I like the Metro Goldwyn Mayer. I kind of like in your head, they kind of like their voices are normally more booming on these trailers. I expected a Clash of the Titans. It was just like Clash of the Titans. You just kind of, I don't know. I just expected to be more dramatic and bombastic in the delivery of the words, but no, it was fairly. It's probably my memory makes me think it used to be more like that. But maybe some trailers are more bombastic than others. Anyway, enough of my gumph, enough of my wobbly talking. Yeah, that's my reaction to that old retro trailer. Let's have your reaction to my reaction in the comments down below. And yeah, give me a sub if you want to see more reactions from me in the future. And why not give me one of the old thumbs up? Ooh, because they always help. Until next time, I don't know. Until next time. Yeah!